So I wanted to talk about why I truly believe the Atlanta Hawks this year could be the most dangerous team in basketball. And you're like, why? Why do you believe that, Sierra? Well, I believe that because the Atlanta Hawks surprised many, and they got better once they fired their coach. Okay, surprisingly, there's the Atlanta Hawks and the Timberwolves both got better after they fired their coach. I think that just says a lot to how bad their coaches were. Now let's run through this roster. But before we do that, like, comment, and subscribe. And let me hear your thoughts down below. Do you agree with me that the Atlanta Hawks are going to be one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA? So John Collins, Danielle Gallinari, Clint Capella, Bogdan Bogdanovic, DeLon Wright, Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Onyeka Okongwu, Lou Williams, Skip to my Lou, Cam Reddish, Kevin Herter, Gorgie Dang, Jalen Johnson, Solomon Hill, Johnny Hamilton from Europe. He's not Europe. He's from America, but he's been playing overseas. AJ Lawson, who's a Gamecock, South Carolina. Then on the two ways, they brought back Skylar Mays, who's a great defender, and Sharif Cooper, who really is one of the best power stars and one of the better scorers out of this draft. His one thing was he's not a good defender, and he isn't a great shooter, even though he shot almost 39% from three this past summer league. So what I think the starting lineup is going to be, that's pretty easy. Trae Young, Bogdan Bogdanovic, then probably at small forward, DeAndre Hunter, and then you're going to run Danielle Gallinari, probably backing up John Collins, who's going to be the starting power forward, and Clint Capella. So Clint Capella, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and Trae Young will round out the starting lineup, which I think, interesting enough, I think Kevin Herter and Cam Reddish will back up Bogdan Bogdanovic, with DeAndre Hunter being backed up by Cam Reddish and maybe sometimes Kevin Herter, but I think mainly Solomon Hill and then Jalen Johnson. With the power forward, like I said, John Collins is the starter with Danielle Gallinari being, I believe, the sixth man for this team, unless Kevin Herter really takes that jump or Cam Reddish. But I think Danielle Gallinari, because of the pay, he's going to be the sixth man to start the year. And Jalen Johnson, I think will be the primary backup power forward behind Gallinari. So I think the pecking order will go Collins, Gallinari, Johnson, while small forward will probably go Hunter, Reddish, Hill, then maybe Johnson or Herter. And I think we might see some Okongwu minutes, but I really think Clint Capella is going to be the starter with Okongwu being his primary backup, unless they need to stretch the floor. They'll put Gorgie Dang out there. And I think Lou Williams will continue his role being that 10-minute, 15-minute microwave off the bench. And DeLon Wright will back up Trae Young primarily, unless he sucks, and then Sharif Cooper will take over that role. With I assume Skip to my Lou Williams will also get some point guard minutes. Now, when I look at this roster, I think Trae Young's going to have an MVP year. I think he's going to be scoring closer to 30 points a game while dishing out, averaging a double in my opinion, and having over a steal and half a game. I think Clint Capella will continue to be the rebounding machine. I think Onyeka Okongwu will be a guy who will start to shoot threes and be a enforcer in the interior, who can also switch out and guard some wings or forwards. And I think Gorgie Dang will be a guy who can protect the rim and stretch the floor. Then you go over to John Collins. John Collins will be their Swiss Army knife, who can do a little bit of everything. He can dunk, he can hit the three-point shot, he can guard multiple positions, he tries hard. And they didn't overpay him. Gallinari will come in and be their de facto, I think, sixth man. Just come in and have a green light, shoot, like you're, the taller version of Jordan Clarkson. And I think Jalen Johnson will sometimes get some minutes as he feels the game out. I think you go over to small forward. I think DeAndre Hunter will pick up where he left off in the middle of the season before he got injured, be averaging 17 points a game at the very least, having, 5 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists, and basically averaging a steal and a block a game, being that multi-positional defender who was a top 10 pick. And then you go over to Cam Reddish. I think he's going to be a great 3-and-D guy that, the Hawks have been waiting for him to develop into. And I think Solomon Hill will be that mentor and, 3-and-D guy that he was last year whenever they needed. And I think Jalen Johnson will get some minutes there, but I think he's more of a power forward than small forward. Bogdan Bogdanovic, hopefully he looks like more like he was during the regular season than he was in the playoffs, because he had some bad moments in the playoffs. And I think Kevin Herter and Cam Reddish will get minutes there. I think Herter will get more minutes at shooting guard than Reddish will. And I think he's going to be good, because the future is Herter, Reddish, Hunter, Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, Sharif Cooper, Onyeka Okongwu, okay, and Skylar Mays and AJ Lawson. And so I look at this roster. They have 16 players under. I think they're not going to bring in Johnny Hamilton and maybe convert AJ Lawson to a two-way contract because they can have 3 players. And I think the guys that could get moved is going to be either Gallinari or Bogdanovic. I think more Gallinari than Bogdanovic just because of age. So yeah, I think this team is going to be one of the most dangerous teams. I think they're going to be a top 3 seed in the East. I think Trae Young is going to fight Luka Doncic for MVP, but besides that, hey, it's going to be wild. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this team? Am I overhyping them? But that's basically it, guys. Let me hear what you guys think of the Atlanta Hawks. Are they going to be as dangerous as I think they will be? So until next time, guys, but peace out.